Julia and her boyfriend at the time were just getting hit with comments and emails and DMs for a straight year. So naturally, Julia's mother and the boyfriend and the boyfriend's mom. So the boyfriend's mom and Julia's mother talked to the school and they opened an investigation. And so, the words are hurtful and it must be stopped. And the school has they give the kids iPads, their laptops or whatever. And so they took the harmful messages and the school traced them and they found that these messages weren't coming from a device that the school issued. So the school can now no longer do anything with the investigation. So now it's time to get the local police involved. Now we have to submit all the evidence and the stuff to the local police. And I mean, some of these messages were mean. They were very hurtful. Here's one. The one message said, "I don't like the color of your binder." That's what it says. It says it right here. This other message that she got on Instagram, this DM says, "Your hair looked mid last week." And what's this other one here? They have another one here. "Stop posting on Instagram. You only get 3,900 people to like your photo." I mean, talk about hate. Talk about hateful comments. It's disgusting. I mean, stuff like that, it's destroying the psyches of our youth. So the school opened an investigation. They determined that the device sending these horrid messages was not coming from the school. So the next logical steps is to involve the local police. And what's absolutely hilarious about this is I was threatened once. I was threatened once via Facebook. I was threatened once by a hometown hero that everyone knows in our town. If I said his name, you'd know who he is. And the message was like, "Hey, I'm sitting 2 miles away. I'm about to snipe you in the head with my rifle." And something along those lines. So I went ahead and I dialed 911 and they said, "Hey man, what's your emergency?" And I said, "Hey ma'am, I just got my life threatened by someone who was recently in the military and he says he has a rifle 2 miles away and that he's ready to pull the trigger. What should I do?" And they said, "Oh, well, sir, listen, I don't think he really means it. It's probably not a thing. It's just, we're going to tell him to calm down. And if this problem continues, maybe we'll figure it out later, sir. Listen, sir, it's nothing to be worried about." This is what they told me. I'm standing on the phone with the speakerphone in my mother's kitchen with my mother standing right beside me. The 911 police officer says, "Sir, it's nothing to worry about. The kid messaged me and said he's 2 miles away with a rifle and there's nothing to worry about." So, they didn't do anything. So the moms got the police, the FBI involved. So the FBI is now hunting down for the last 4 months these cyberbullies for Julia and her boyfriend. Julia, all of her friends, her boyfriend, they're all getting cyberbullied by this same person and no one knows who it is. No one's fessing up. So the Federal Bureau of Investigation, my tax dollars are now at work. So now I'm invested. They're now hunting down the whereabouts of the cyberbullies for the 2 teenagers that fall in love forever. They broke up? Okay, they broke up, but that's besides the point. The FBI is now looking for what we assume is another teenager, right? Right, you know what I mean? Who's going to cyberbully these kids? Probably one of their friends, someone they don't like, another bully, whatever. And so the FBI uncovers and drafted 380 pages of nothing but filth and garbage that was sent to these kids. These hateful comments and messages like, "Oh my God, your hair looks okay today." You know what I mean? It's something just, they're so mean to each other. It's crazy. I mean, so these social media comments that these cyberbullies left for Julia and her now ex-boyfriend back then, according to the Oakland Press, the harassing messages began in early 2021 and seemed to be coming from a person as the same age as Julia and her friends, using slang terms and shorthands commonly associated with texting like OMG, LOL, JK, IDTS, you know what I mean? I don't know, IDK, right? Local authorities struggled to trace the original source of the messages, which seemed to always come from the same location as the teenagers. Odd. Whenever they traveled, so too apparently did their online stalker. So it's probably one of the friends in the group. When the FBI's computer crime division joined the investigation, now we got multiple divisions on it. However, they were able to utilize their own computer tracing resources and discovered that the cyberbully had been using a virtual private network VPN to change their locations and hide their IP addresses. Hey, the cyberbully probably went to wadpod.com/VPN and got a free month of VPN services through ExpressVPN on the What Are We Doing podcast. Isn't that fun? Listen, if you want to hide your identity when cyberbullying a teenager, look no further than ExpressVPN. I'm joking. It was a joke. Listen, this is what the FBI said. In doing so, it would shield her and kind of cloak her identity or her digital identity, explaining to the Isabella County prosecutor. But eventually, we were able to see that her IP address was popping in and out right before and right after these messages were going through. Bam, they got her. So the FBI had a trace on the number and the IP addresses on the phone. And what the idiot cyberbully didn't know is that the way a VPN works is it only masks your identity when like your internet service provider like Verizon or Apple or whatever looks at it. But when the FBI gets in your ass, they can see every little piece of evidence. So they found the real IP address of the device of the cyberbully, and they discovered that it was none other than Julia's mother. For a year and a half, for the last year and a half, this woman's not only been helping the investigation, but Julia's mother has continued. She has continued and has been sending kill yourself text messages and other negative shit to her own daughter, her boyfriend, and a handful of her friends. I mean, when confronted, the bitch made a full confession. So Julia's mom fully confessed and said, yeah, it was me. And so we're thinking, what, death penalty? I mean, listen, we all have crazy mothers, okay? Mine leaves me voicemails a Whitney Houston song. Bill's mom convinces his children they're going to hell if they don't do what grandma says. And Crystal's mom sends like the dankest memes via group chat like every 20 minutes. They're like getting shit. They literally got a meme like this on Christmas Day. You know what I mean? But, you know, and it, honestly, if I found out that my mom was cyber stalking and cyberbullying me and my friends, I'd set her car on fire, right?